All right, welcome to CAL FIRE Hollister Air Attack Base. Let's take a look. So at Hollister Air Attack Base, we house both our fixed wing air program and our rotor wing air program. Our fixed wing fleet is the North American Rockwell OV-10 Bronco, and we have two Grumman S2T trackers. First stop over here is kind of our operational warehouse. This is where the heli-tac crew primarily will get all of their stuff ready for the day. And this is where we'll take care of all of our chainsaws. Back here we have our air rescue Connex. Gentlemen will take care of any of their hand tools. And at these stations, we'll have a storage facility for any of our tools back there. This Connex over here is for our firefighters. They have all of their gear. In here we have our gym. Our physical fitness is a big part of our job, so we try to utilize any and all equipment that we can in order to maintain good physical fitness. We do have our shop here for our North Division. A lot of maintenance for our fleet comes out of here. We have our heli-tender HT46, which is utilized for fueling and other equipment to support the S70i CAL FIRE Hawk. All right, so over here we have our fire station. Inside we have a day room, a couple of restrooms, and then our kitchen. Our personnel will cook for the immense amount of people that work at the station. That can be anywhere from 15 to 40 people on duty per day, depending on fire activity. This is where we have our morning briefing every morning. Next we'll move over here. This is what we call our mix plant. A mix plant is utilized to mix fire retardant to aid in the suppression of vegetation fires. Here we have on site approximately 30,000 gallons of ready to use fire retardant. And those are housed in these three front tanks. These two right here are our mixing tanks. We'll actually manually mix each batch. We will take a bag of approximately 2,000 pounds of fire retardant dry powder. We will load it into the mixed tank with 2,000 gallons of water, and then we'll send it to the tanks. Then we'll transfer it from those tanks to our aircraft. This is the start of our ramp. We have 3 pits available. We usually utilize just 1 and 2 for normal operations. Those are our tankers. They hold a capacity of 1,200 gallons. But as they sit right now, they're in what they call their combat load, so they have full fuel, about 1,000 gallons of retardant. As they burn off that fuel, they'll start to then load more retardant up to that 1,200 capacity. That's done by these transfer pumps. So what we'll do is we'll hook up this hose to the back end of the aircraft, and then we'll be transferring the retardant at approximately 500 gallons per minute. So as they sit right now with 1,000 gallons, that would be loaded in approximately 2 minutes or so. This is our tower. This is kind of our mini dispatch here. It is housed by a firefighter. Their responsibility is disseminating all the information that comes in for a dispatch. What we call a 106, which has just pertinent information for that operation. It will have the name of an incident, kind of a general location of it, any frequencies, latitude and longitude, any other aircraft that are going, and then if there's any hazards in and around the fire. Once they get the 106, that's going to be sent down the chute. 106 coming. So once our personnel receives their 106, next thing that's going to happen is they're just going to come out to their respective aircraft. Then the firefighter will approach from the front of the aircraft. They'll point to that engine and then start for the engine 1. They'll be identifying if there's any issues with that engine. So they'll be looking for smoke, fuel, making sure that everything's starting up normally. There's no abnormalities or any hazards around that engine. Once they get the number 2 start, they'll start that aircraft, and then same process, observing any hazards, fuel, smoke. The ground personnel will then clear out of the area. The tankers and the air attack will then take off and head for the vegetation fire. We would then move into kind of the operational tempo. If we hear that they are on what we call load and return back to the fire and they're coming back to us empty, we're going to prepare for what we call a hot load, which is the aircraft getting loaded with retardant while the engines are still turning. Once that aircraft is loaded, they will then disconnect and then they'll be free to take off and head back to the fire.